Senator Zaffirini to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President and members, consistent with my voting dating back to Senate Bill 10 in 1999, today I will respectfully vote against vouchers, which are referred to as education savings accounts in Senate Bill 2. My vote reflects my commitment to ensuring the integrity of our public education system and to protecting equal educational opportunities for all Texas students, regardless of their zip code or financial background. Although some statewide polls indicate support for vouchers, I believe responses were colored by the questions asked and that results would be different if questions were framed differently. Counter to those poll results, my constituents consistently have expressed their preferences for expanded educational opportunities within the public school system and their opposition to diverting taxpayer dollars to private schools with little to no accountability. More specifically, members, this session, 459 constituents in 355 emails and 104 phone calls have contacted me in opposition to Senate Bill 2. And only one constituent in one letter has asked me to support it. Because this is representative government, my vote is based on the needs and interests of Senate District 21, balanced with those of our great state. Education in all arenas and at all levels is my highest priority. As a graduate of Ursuline Academy, the mother of a St. Augustine High School graduate, and the grandmother of students at Austin St. Michael's Catholic Preparatory School, I strongly support private schools. Parents who choose private schools, in our case for religious education reasons, also choose to pay tuition to educate our children. They do not, we do not, or should not expect the government to assume their educational financial obligation when public schools are inadequately funded and public school teachers are inadequately paid. If they were, I would consider supporting this kind of financial assistance for private schools, on the condition that the funding be in addition to, not in lieu of, funding for public schools. Although public schools are the foundation of Texas communities, Senate Bill 2 would divert their critical funding to private institutions. This threatens to widen educational disparities, particularly for rural and underserved students who do not have access to private schools. Senate Bill 2 also does not ensure that private institutions accepting voucher funds would accommodate students with disabilities or those requiring special education services. It would require parents who accept ESAs to waive their federal and state special education rights, leaving vulnerable students without necessary support services. Equally disturbing, private schools receiving these funds would not be subject to the same curriculum standards, admission and expulsion policies, or non-discrimination requirements as public schools. This lack of regulation means taxpayer dollars would support institutions that do not adhere to the same accountability measures as public schools, creating an inherently inequitable system. As legislators, our highest priority should include adequately funding our public schools. Strengthening public education means prioritizing resources, supporting teachers, and improving access to quality education for every student in Texas, not only those pursuing a private education. I hope to continue to work with my colleagues to develop policies that enhance educational opportunities for every Texas student and ensure taxpayer dollars serve the public good. Accordingly, I will respectfully vote no on Senate Bill 2. Thank you, Mr. President and members.